Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home deep core Pilates workout. Today is a wrist-friendly routine, so you're going to be getting deep into those stabilizing muscles, strengthening the abs and other areas of the body without straining the wrists. So there's not going to be any all fours, any planking, or anything that's going to risk those joints. I'm going to step up the intensity by using a set of ankle weights for a few of the exercises. If you don't have ankle weights or you'd prefer to do this routine weightless, it can be done effectively without any weight at all. If at any point you're doing an exercise and you're losing form with the weights, please do remove them and carry on with the workout. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to place these weights off to the side and we're just going to begin with a warm-up to switch on the abdominal wall and mobilize the spine. I'm going to sit with my legs hip distance apart, feet are flat on the floor, and I'm just using my hands to press into the backs of the legs, sitting up nice and tall, stacking the vertebra. From here, we're going to inhale to curve the spine back, tucking the tailbone, engaging the abs, and then exhale, pull belly to spine, restacking the vertebra. Inhale, tilt the pelvis back, engage the abdominal wall, shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, pull belly to spine to lift up to that upright position. Inhale, curve it back. Exhale, belly to spine to lift. Inhale to lower, really switching on the abdominal wall as you pull the belly in and lift up. Now, if it's comfortable, I'd like you to extend the arms. If not, keep them behind the thighs for support. We're bringing it back and up. Inhaling to lower, exhale to lift. You can stay this way or you can add an arm lift as we come back. More of a challenge and lift. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Lowering, abs into lift. Control with those abdominals. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears. We've got 2 and 1 and cross the legs. From here, sitting evenly across the hips, we're going to lift the arms up, twist to the right, bringing the left hand to the knee, right fingertips down on the floor, sitting up nice and tall, back to center, and switching sides. Rotating around the thoracic spine as we inhale to lift and exhale to twist. Looking out over the shoulder to get more of a rotation. Stretching and lengthening through the spine as we go. We've got 3 and 2. Last rotation. And back to center. Now let's just lift those shoulders up by the ears and do some shoulder rolls for 5 and 4. Melt those shoulders down and back, opening through the chest. Last 2 and final 1. Amazing work. Now I'm going to take hold of the ankle weights and place them on each leg. Again, if you don't have weights, you can do this portion of the workout completely weightless. Strapping them on, and let's move down onto our backs. So lower down to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time. Take your hands, interlace them, and place them just in the back of your head. Elbows are nice and wide. We want our head resting heavy in our hands here. From this position, we're going to flex the feet, pulling the toes back toward the shins. Heels are in contact with the mat. We're going to inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to bring the right knee in toward the chest, and then lower, nice and slow. Really focusing on contracting those abs deeply down toward the spine as we lift leg up and lower with control. Good. So we're inhaling to lower and we're exhaling to lift the knee, engaging those abdominals. So really contracting the abdominal wall downwards as we lift up. Keeping those elbows nice and wide, head rests heavy in the hands, and as we curl up, we rest the head on top of the shoulders and peel those shoulder blades up off the mat. Good. Really connecting with those abdominals here. Breathing in through the nose to lower, out through the mouth to lift. Good. Belly button draws downward for the full exhale. We've got 4. Good work. 3 and 2 and final 1. Amazing work. Now we're going to bring both legs into tabletop, maintaining the flexing of the feet. We want the knees over the hips and the shins parallel with the floor here. Now you have the option of either keeping head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat or lifting them up and holding in a crunch. We're going to inhale to lower the right heel, exhale to lift. Inhale, left heel, exhale, lift. Hinging from the hip, so we're not changing the angle of the leg as we lift and lower. We're maintaining that bend in the knee, hinging from the hip and pulling belly to spine to lift the leg back to that starting point. Inhale to lower, belly to spine to lift. Inhale and exhale. Have a look at your abs. Make sure they're contracting down as you lift that leg up. Inhale and exhale. Getting deep into those abdominals. Lift head, neck, and shoulders a little higher if you can. Resting head on top of the shoulders, lifting those shoulder blades up off the mat. Good work. If you need to do a few reps with head, neck, and shoulders down, please do so. We don't want any straining in the neck. We've got 4, 3, amazing, 2, keep it up, and last 1, amazing work. Now from here, maintaining the flexing of the foot, I'm lowering head, neck, and shoulders down. I'm going to inhale here, and as I exhale, I'm going to extend the right leg long, lengthening through the heel, and then bring it back to the starting point, lowering head, neck, and shoulders. Same thing left side. And back to center. Breathe out to push through the heel as you alternate legs on that extension. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, extend one leg out long, driving through the heel, tightening the abdominal wall down toward the spine with every crunch and every extension. Good. I know these are tough, but stick with it. Working those abs, working that deep core strength, supporting the head in the hands. Again, if you need to do a few reps with head, neck, and shoulders down on the mat, make sure you do that. Avoid that neck strain. You can always build up to having head, neck, and shoulders elevated when you build that core strength. Good. We've got 4 and 3. Last 2, drive through the heel. And final 1, extend both legs and lower them down to the mat. Nicely done. Now I'd like you to prop yourself up on your forearms. Setting ourselves up with good form, we want our elbows below our shoulders. Pressing the forearms down onto the mat, we want to lift the chest and make sure the spine is lengthened so we're not slumping in the spine here. We're going to do some leg lifts. I'm going to lift the right leg, and while it's still up in the air, lift the left leg, switching places in the air. So I'm pointing through the toes now, lifting one heel and then the other, contracting the abdominal wall down, working into those lower abs. Inhaling and exhaling, pushing up through those elbows so the chest is nice and open. Now I really want you to squeeze your thigh muscles here as well. If you can't get your leg up as high, that's perfectly fine. And if you're struggling with a straight leg, You can add a gentle bend. Good. I know these are tough, especially with those ankle weights on. Remember, if you at any point you're losing good form or the ability to contract your core as you lift and lower the leg, you might want to take those ankle weights off. Otherwise, stick with it. We're working those abs. We've got 5, 4, 3, nice open chest for 2, and 1, good work, lower down. Now we're gonna bring the knees in toward the chest. Legs are squeezing together. I'm going to open the knees and extend. Open the knees and extend. So just the inside of the feet are glued together here. I'm pointing and lengthening through the toes as I bring the legs together on the extension. If this is really tricky, you might want to take the legs at a higher angle. If you want more of a challenge, you can come out at a lower angle. Also, if at any point you feel like you'd be more comfortable down on your back rather than up on your forearms, that's an option too. Good, inhaling and exhaling. Squeezing those inner and outer thighs, pointing hard through the toes, and working those deep core muscles. We've got 5, 4, 3, you can do it, for 2, and for 1, extend and lower. Now we're gonna go into some crossovers with the legs. You can have your legs slightly bent for this, like so, or fully extended. So I'm gonna lower down just for a moment. Let's make sure we have all our checkpoints in place. Elbows below the shoulders, chest is nice and lifted. I'm gonna lift my right leg, lift my left leg, cross the right leg over the left, and then left leg over the right. Really pull deep into those abdominals. Good work. I know these are really challenging. In through the nose and slow exhale through the mouth as you tighten that core. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower legs down to the mat. Amazing work. From here, find the center of your mat. And let's just take a moment here to bring the right knee into the right hand and the left knee into the left hand, and just circle those knees in opposite directions, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'd like you to lower your feet down to the floor and position your heels so they're below your knees. Your legs are hip distance apart and your spine is in neutral. So you've got that little bit of space between your low back and the mat. From here, we're going to bring the arms overhead, lift the hips up into a bridge, stretch the spine, lengthen through the fingertips, lower down and crunch up. Good, same thing again. Sweep the arms back, lift the hips, lower the bum, curl and crunch up, reaching with those fingertips. Lower down, lift the bum, drive up through those heels, and then reach away, upper ab crunch. Inhale to lift, exhale to curl and crunch up, drawing your navel down towards your spine. Lift and curl and crunch up, lifting those shoulder blades up off the mat. Good. Inhale, sweep back, stretch through the spine. Exhale, crunch up. We've got 5, 4, pick those shoulder blades up off the floor for 3, and 2. Good work. Last 1. And hold, lift, lift, lift for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing. Now from here, we're gonna go into some bridge work. I'm going to plant my hands down on either side of the body, pressing the backs of the arms into the floor. Tilt the pelvis back, flatten the low back onto the mat, and then peel up into your bridge. We're gonna hold strong here in bridge, maintaining the tucking of the tailbone to protect the lower back. From here, I'm gonna lift the right leg and lower. Lift the left leg and lower. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now your challenge here is to engage your abdominals and keep your hips level. So you don't want your hips swaying or rocking from side to side. I want you to move slowly and with control. As you breathe out through the mouth, I want you to tighten your abdominal wall, squeezing your back body. Imagine you have a corset on and you're keeping everything really tight and drawn in to maintain that stability. Keep those hips elevated. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Now for this next exercise, you can keep your feet flat on the floor, or for more of a challenge, you can come up onto the balls of your feet. From here, I'm going to bend the right knee in, extend the right leg out, bend and lower, replacing the toes down on the mat. Left leg bend, extend, bend, and lower. Now, if it's too much with the extension, I'd like you just to lift and lower the legs with a bend. Otherwise, it's a bend, extend, bend, and lower. Switching sides, maintaining that hip stability so you're level across those hips, your core is engaged. We're working the backs of the legs, we're working the fronts of the legs, the glutes are activating here, and we're working that core by remembering to engage as we breathe out. Good work. We've got 4. Keep those hips elevated for 3. Last 2. Nice work. Full extension and final 1. And lower down. Now from here, keeping yourself elevated, bring the arms up over the shoulders. We're going to lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Really pushing up through those heels or those toes. Inhale and tighten the core to lift. Maintain that tucking of the tailbone. Squeeze the glutes. Engage those abs. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Bring both knees in toward the chest and gently rock from side to side, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Amazing work. Now from here, I'm going to lift myself up to a seated position, and I'm going to take my ankle weights and just cuff them around my hands now. So you can do the same, or you can do this portion without any weight at all. Again, if at any point you're losing stability, you're losing form, I want you to remove the weights. So we're going to place 1 on each hand. You can also have these around your wrists if that's more comfortable. And then I'm going to lower back down to the mat, getting ready for one of my favorite Pilates exercises, the roll up. So I'm going to bring the arms overhead. I'm going to maintain a bend in the knees and keep the heels in contact with the floor. Legs are hip distance apart. From here, I'm going to inhale, peel up, lift, lower the arms, and sink back down to the mat with control. Now, if this is too much to come all the way up, I want you to come back halfway, engage the core, lift the arms, and repeat. Otherwise, you're coming all the way back down to the mat between each repetition, really working into those upper arms, or upper abs rather, as you lift up. And lower abs switch on the whole way down. So we're lifting up, stretching and lengthening, engaging those lower abs as you lower down one vertebra at a time. Really important that you're not just kind of flopping back down to the mat. You want to keep that abdominal wall switched on throughout the entire range of movement. Good work. Use the strength of your upper abs to lift yourself up off the mat. Try not to swing yourself up or use momentum. Challenge yourself by peeling up, by just using that upper abdominal strength. If you're just starting out, you might be using a little bit of momentum, and that's fine, but you're working toward coming up using those upper abs. Good. We've got 2 more. And last one, we're going to come all the way up, straighten the legs, and fold over the lower body, stretching and lengthening toward the toes. Breathing in through the nose, reach a little further, and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Nicely done. Now from here, we're going to come back into our C curve. So we're going to stretch the arms out long, bend those knees again, and we're going to add a rotation here. So the palms are facing down toward the mat, shoulders are down away from the ears. I'm going to extend the right leg as I bring extend the left leg as I bring my hands over to the left, and then bend the knee back to center. Bring the hands over to the left as you cross over the left leg. Now your challenge here is to keep both bum cheeks down on the mat. So don't let that right hip lift up. You're keeping the hips evenly weighted as you rotate over to the left and work into those left obliques. Good work. Amazing. As you twist, get as much of a rotation as you can, again, without rocking over to the side, keeping those hips evenly weighted, rotating around the rib cage as you get deep into those obliques. We've got 2 and 1. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back to center, and bring yourself up. Give yourself a little bit of a spine stretch, and then we'll do the other side. So I'm going to move over a little bit so I've got space. Roll back into your C curve, tuck your tailbone, and then over to the right. So crossing over that right leg as you extend it. Keeping your hips evenly weighted here, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Nice work. Moving with coordination and stability. Also working the backs of the arms a little bit here and into the shoulders as I've got the ankle weights on. So that's an extra added benefit to this exercise. Nice work. We've got 3 and 2 and final 1. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Back to center. Nicely done. From here, I'm going to lower back down to the mat, and we're going to finish off with a combination exercise to really target those abs. So we're going to get the upper abs here. We're going to bring the legs into tabletop to begin with. So shins are parallel with the floor. I'm going to bring the arms overhead. We're going to inhale here. And as we exhale, we're going to come up and pump the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower back down, extend legs up, or with a gentle bend if you can't get them straight. And we're gonna pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower back down to tabletop. Come up, pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower, straighten the legs, and lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. Amazing work. Lower. Pump the arms down by the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Belly to spine as we crunch up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice work. Moving between the two. And lower. Lift. 2, 3, 4, 5. Amazing. 3 more sets. You can do it. And lower. Lift. 2, 3. Working those upper abs. 5. Now, if you want, you can extend the level of challenge by extending the legs out long for these final 2 sets. Keep reaching, you can do it. Extend, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last lift, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, reach, reach, reach for those toes. And relax it down. You can remove the ankle weights from those hands. Gently rock from side to side. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Hug those knees in nice and close, stretching out the lower back. Move your weights out of your way. And from here, we're going to get a bit of a spine stretch and oblique stretch in. So I'd like you to cross your left leg over your right, cactus your arms, shoulders are in contact with the mat. And from here, we're going to bring the legs over to the right side of the body. Keeping the left shoulder in contact with the floor. Getting a nice spine stretch in here. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. For 3, and 2, and 1. Come back to center. Switch the crossing of your legs. We're going to inhale here. And exhale, lift the knees up and let them fall over to the opposite side of the body. Feeling that stretch in the spine. Keeping the opposite shoulder in contact with the floor. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3, and 2, and 1. Come back to center. Uncross your legs, stretch them out long, and roll over onto your stomach. We're just going to stretch out those abdominals. So we're going to come onto the forearms and lift up into a cobra stretch. Now we're being gentle on our wrists in this routine, but if it does feel comfortable for you and you want to come up on your hands, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, you can keep your forearms down on the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. We're going to move ourselves into a puppy pose. So take the knees nice and wide. Walk the hands out ahead of you. Stretch and lengthen through that tailbone and soften your forehead down to the floor. Get as much length in that spine as you can. Breathing in through the nose, filling the back of the rib cage. And out through the mouth. One more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, come up to a kneeling position or cross leg, whatever's more comfortable. And we're going to roll out our shoulders to finish off. So inhale, lift those shoulders. Exhale, roll them down and back. For 3, melting away tension. And 2. And last 1. Amazing work. I hope you enjoyed that routine. I know I did, and I really look forward to moving again with you next time. See you soon.